How often do you inquire about yourself from the people in your life? When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" So they said, "Some say John the Baptist, some Elijah, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter answered and said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." It is said that the modern silver glass mirrors we use today began a couple of centuries ago. Long before that, human civilizations such as Anatolia in modern-day Turkey, Egypt, Mesopotamia, and civilizations of the Americas had all developed technologies and techniques for making mirrors or reflective surfaces by polishing volcanic glass, copper, and stones. Regardless of the who and when, the ability of human beings to see our reflections by any medium has proven to be a major contributor to our development psychologically. Before the development of silver glass mirrors, nature itself had offered men a medium to see their reflections in, I believe, two basic ways. One, by viewing ourselves in quiet pools and ponds of water. And the second is the reflections we see of ourselves as given by other fellow human beings. And this can be seen through different art forms such as drawings and paintings and portraits, and also simply human words, the way other people describe us. However different our feelings and responses may be when we become aware of our own physical and psychological images and reflections, we all share some things in common. Our eyes glow. We become awakened. Our curiosities are highly aroused, and that is characterized by an inspection of the object of reflection. Think of your first experience with mirrors, if you can remember, or simply watch how children and certain animals behave when they see their reflections in a mirror. In short, our individual identities begin to form. We become self-aware of our beauties just as much as our flaws and weaknesses physically. And though within a group, we begin to see past the group as the paramount unit. We become aware of our character and act in certain ways to generate some responses as we watch ourselves move in the mirror. Today we have all kinds of objects that mirror us, such as the camera I'm currently filming this video on, the mobile phone with its selfie, and so on. All these are upgrades of simple art forms of drawings, paintings, portraits, and sculpture. But there's still an ancient, old, simple art when it comes to gathering information about how the world reflects our identities, that is, who we are in the eyes of people. It is simply asking people we interact with what they think and see about us, what their impressions of us are. It is an art that both requires and produces even more humility and sobriety. How often do you ask people with a genuine heart that can easily be verified in your eyes what they think about you? More than asking people what they think about the works of our hands, skills, and talents, perhaps we would do better by asking them what they think of us, our being and nature, how they experience us. Before Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" he first revealed an awareness of his own identity. So he asked, and I quote, "Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" End of quote. He wasn't unaware of his identity. He wasn't looking to form his identity through what people thought of him. No, it was a test for the accuracy of people's perception of him, and even more, what the people closer to him perceived of him. So he asked his own disciples, his own friends, "But what do you say that I am?" True and lasting identity is given not by man, but God. This leads me to the final point I would like to make, which is that in our efforts to inquire about ourselves, we must not consider it a test to unleash our judgments on people for revealing what they think about us. They are only reflectors, not makers or forgers of our identities. Christ, in this context, only sought to know what the people said of him. That was enough. He did not judge them harshly for their view of him. When we inquire from others what they think and say about us, we are communicating that we are actively listening and seeing their reflections of us so we can act and live more responsibly, and also project our identities and values in ways that will reveal our true selves to them. In the same chapter of Matthew's Gospel, after Jesus' inquiry, he told his disciples this, and I quote, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul?" I believe Christ was communicating what he truly came to live for, his value and priority, which is the salvation of the souls of men. And consequently, that requires that his followers put him first, above everything else, including themselves, and that when they perceive him, they think not of anything than his true identity as the Son of God and his mission, which is to save mankind. So, why don't you take a moment in your life from time to time as a leader, a Christian, a spouse, a business owner, a parent, really anything, to ask the people you engage with what they think or say about who you are? I bet we will all be humbled out of our pride and misconceptions, but also rewarded duly for our good deeds. Know thy God and know thyself. Thank you.